What was the Dutch? Past that Dutch? Like, what is the Dutch?
Pass the Dutch to the left hand side.
It's a it's a Jamaican porridge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but people also say
like
Dutchy for like Dutch master, like
yeah.
weed. So
I think that is. Do we think she's talking about weed, or do we think she's
Missy
talking
Elliott
about
loves
porridge? Have you seen her now? Though?
I don't know.
She's coming to town. She's coming to town this week.
This big.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
She is like
who knows?
this big. Yeah. She looks great, but like
she does look great.
I mean,
her face is big.
If you wear that trash bag suit every day, you're gonna sweat it out.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
Eventually,
classic.
Shut up. I'm just saying. Everybody thought it was a fashion statement. Like, nah, she was ahead of the weight loss curve on everybody. Like, yo,
wearing the trash bag.
I'm losing weight in this suit.
Visionary. What a visionary.
Shut up. Nah, I'm excited to see the show. I haven't bought tickets yet, but it's gonna work out.
For the Missy Elliott thing?
Yeah, it's Missy Elliott and Busta Rhymes and Sierra.
Oh wow!
It'd probably be a really good show.
I think so too. Like
she's another one that looks good.
Sierra?
Oh my god,
like a vampire.
She's looked good for 20 years.
I know, but like she's also a beast. Like in the gym.
Yeah.
I mean, she's had 4. Do they have? She has. I know she has 1 with Future,
for sure.
and then at least 3 with.
Yeah.
If not 4.
So I thought she had 2 with Russell and 1.
No, she had another one recently.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have kids back to back with Sierra.
Yeah, I know, but she's. I mean,
it helps. It helps to be a celebrity.
For sure.
And have a team.
And then, like, when y'all both in shape, you always got energy to do stuff, like sex.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You want to make the babies.
Yeah.
Welcome to Sunday Scaries Podcast.
Welcome to the Fear Zone, Sunday Scaries. Got the weight of the week, it's heavy, you carry. Monday looms like a ghost in the room.
So many things to get to, man. What are y'all stressed out about going into the brand new week?
What are we stressed about going into the brand new week? Well, I mean, I feel like every week I'm like, my kids. I started with a new trainer.
Okay.
So, and this past week, he's a great trainer. But he made me do 30-pound kettlebell swings.
All right.
That's the one where you hunch down and kind of like throw your hip to throw it out.
But they were American kettlebell swings, so they had to go all the way up over my head. 3 sets of 20 each.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to vomit. Actually, no, the first time I trained with him, I almost did throw up.
All right.
That means you're hitting a
pushing, because I had finished whatever the workout was, and the last thing he wanted me to do was like dynamic mode sprints, like on the treadmill, which is where you push the belt of the treadmill.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I got like 10 seconds in, and he's like, okay, like 15 more seconds. And I was like, no, I need to stop. I'm going to throw up.
That's wild.
And I ran off, I ran off the treadmill, and I'm sitting there like, it was here. Like, I felt it, and I was like, okay, this is either going to happen, and he's never going to want me to come back as a client, or I can walk away from this, and we can laugh about it later. Luckily, I didn't actually puke, but he doesn't make me do dynamic mode sprints anymore. So I guess the fear I have is whatever my workout's going to be this week.
It's cooking up.
It is stressful. I remember, like, when I was training for the, for boxing, I would be stressed out every day about the training session. Like, can I physically do this?
Yeah, can I do it?
And I think trainers actually get slightly, I ain't gonna say like turned on when they see people throw up, but as a trainer,
it's exciting for them.
Yeah,
they're like, yeah,
I broke you.
Yeah,
now we're gonna make you stronger. Like,
no, so he teaches at Barry's also. So like he teaches class on Tuesdays, which I try to go to, which is leg day. Mm-hmm. And then the next day he had me do legs, and like I couldn't walk for
that's where you got
5 days.
I've thrown up 3 or 4 times from gym related activities. And like it's one of those things. Like if you get to puking, that means you worked hard.
Yeah. Right, exactly. You
might have worked too hard.
Yeah,
truly.
Sounds like it.
But yeah, I can understand.
I went to a class and I go usually right after I drop the kids off, so like 9:30 is kind of that sweet spot time for me. But I want to say it was pre-kids. A friend of mine was like, "Oh, come to this 6 a.m. class with me," and it was one of those like boxing, running on the treadmill, and like weights type of class. And I was like, "Cool, like boxing's included, great, whatever." I blacked out. Like legit,
They
they
went
had
for
to
it.
take me out of the room and lay me on the floor and like put a cold towel on my head.
Good gosh.
So, needless to say, the 6 a.m. workouts are not for me.
Okay.
That sounds like the hardest pass imaginable.
Yeah.
I was very embarrassed because I was like, they were like, "Oh, is this your first time like coming to a workout class?" And I was like, "No, I go to Barry's like 4 times a week." Like,
But one thing you'll never do, you'll never.
but clearly
throw
my
out-
body was not awake.
But you'll never throw up working out on your own.
Facts.
It's
Yeah,
always
because you're
when
not
someone's
because
pushing
you're like
you.
being a weenie working out. Like my idea when I lived in New York, I would go to the gym literally and walk on the treadmill for 20 minutes and maybe break like a couple beads of sweat. I'm like, all right, I'm good. And that was it. That was my workout.
So the first CrossFit class I ever went to was because I was interested. Oddly enough, this girl's name was Lauren. And her and I had like a little relationship, and I was like, I would talk trash on like CrossFit because I was just like a regular old school gym bro. And she's like, "Come to a class, blah blah blah." And I thought, I'm gonna show up at this class. I'm gonna show these people what I can do. And she was in great shape. And CrossFit classes are an hour long. They explain like they tell you what they're going to do. They give you a little demo, and then you'll start the class. Blah 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 blah. And this was a particularly hard class, and I remember thinking like, I'm about to smoke these folks. And about 20 minutes into the class, I feel it, and it's like I'm about to puke. I'm overheating. My pulse is way too high. I go to the bathroom. I puke, and then I stay in the bathroom on my knees, not too far away from the toilet, for the next half hour because I knew I was going to puke again. And I'm like, literally,
man.
they come and knocking on the door. They're like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm fine. And then they finish the entire workout, and then I come out, and the girl who I went there with is like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, got sick. I wasn't ready for it, and we never hooked up again after that.
No.
That's unfortunate.
Sad.
I think a lot of it too is like if you're not, it's not even necessarily not being prepared for the workout. It's just like when you're used to doing something else and then you go and do something like different for the first time, it like almost sends your body into shock.
Oh, absolutely.
And I remember as a kid, like I played basketball, and there was one practice where our coach was so mad at us because 4 girls showed up late that he made us run suicides for a long time, like to the point where I was so just gassed that I finished my last set and I ran and like head in the trash can, like projectile throwing up at basketball practice because I had had so much Gatorade like leading up. Because when it's like, you're like, okay, like I need to be whatever. And I took basketball very seriously at the time. Oh my God. And like nobody ever let me live it down. And I'm like, well, maybe next time don't show up 15 minutes late to
punish all of
practice.
Yeah.
In your little coochie shorts, because they would all wear like the Sophie shorts that you would roll like 4 times to basketball practice. And these were the girls who didn't really take it seriously. Whatever. I'm ranting.
Still bitter?
on.
It's like you mentally went back to that
I
space and
did
place.
because like
Fucking
I
coochie
wanted to play
shorts.
college basketball so badly, and these girls would show up like hungover from the night before. Yes, in high school, like they were those kids, but whatever. Anyways, Kendra, what are you
Kendra, have you ever
fearing?
puked?
Have you ever puked
No.
from working out?
No, I would never push myself that hard. No.
You know your limits, and you
I
would
do,
not
and I'm like,
pass it.
and we've reached them. I'm not throwing up. I'm gonna go home. I'm tired. My legs
Smart.
hurt. Yeah.
Smart.
Yep.
What if they like made people do suicides at like real jobs now? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like imagine if you're late for work and because when you look at like things that people do like in Asia, in East, like in like the countries where they can close their eyes and heal themselves, like they just operate so differently.
Yeah, they do.
You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know. I feel like we would be more disciplined as a society if like there was like repercussions for like not being on point at work, and we'd probably be in better shape too.
Totally.
5 laps.
Oh, if you had to run suicides, like for showing up late, I wouldn't show up late.
Anywhere late
Like
because
like
I'm lazy. That's it. That's the long and short of it.
Or having to do again dynamic mode sprints. Like, I would be 20 minutes early.
Yeah. Because the treadmill's supposed to move me. I'm not supposed to move it.
There we go.
Yeah.
Treadmill moves me.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you have to move the actual treadmill, it's like it's almost like it defeats the purpose of being
Yeah,
on a
man.
treadmill. Like I
It
could
is.
went outside
It
and did
takes
this.
every morsel of your being.
Yeah, like
Smokey.
I think anxiety wise this week. So like so me and Tanner like just popped off a new thing called
yeah.
Side Dish,
Yeah,
right?
y'all are
Shout
doing
out
all
to
your
Fox,
things.
Stephen
That's
Brown, and
what's
all those
Yep.
people.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
But it's crazy because like being in the entertainment business will kind of spoil you because we typically work like really unrealistic hours. And when I say unrealistic hours, it's unrealistic how few hours we work.
It's yeah.
It's scary, right? So now I'm in a space now where like I literally would be working like almost like 9 to 5 for like the unforeseeable future, which I'm excited about.
Well, the other thing is you've also picked up the job. I don't know if you've told them.
Yeah, announcing on Pictionary,
Right.
Which thank God
Yes.
because
And didn't you say you're doing court TV too?
no, I did Court TV as like a talking head, like. Yeah, I think Diddy did it, that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, usually when you're a talking head on those news shows, you just pop on and do what you do. It's not a gig, but you're a reliable person that they could reach out to, and they know you won't curse on live television, and you know what you talk about. So that's a plus. But it's just like, I'm going back to I think something we talked about in like one of the earlier episodes, that whole imposter syndrome of it all. Oh my God, like. Who did they think they hired? You know what I mean? And then when you get to because even with the announcing gig, because I did a couple episodes already, and it's like, so you just need me to read these words. That's all you need me to do? Like, I'm not going to be on camera?
Yeah.
And you're going to pay me for this. It doesn't make sense.
Yes, it does. You're dope, bro. That's
Seriously.
why.
Take it.
But
Yeah.
it's just crazy that, like, this is all you need me to do?
Yeah, no, that's great.
Because I'm used to being like
Good for
having
you.
to do more, and then like being like held responsible for the success or failure of something.
Yeah.
So like to have to do so minimal, it's like, man, I hope I don't pronounce what was the word that was strangling me to death the other day? Fjord.
Oh,
Have you ever seen that word written?
Wait, hold up. So wait, what fjord? I guess I don't know exactly how the announcer on Pictionary works.
So basically, like, when the show comes on, our first team captain, she's a soccer mom.
Oh yeah,
She's
He's
really
just
good at
announced- he's, like, behind the
kickboxing.
scenes
Yeah.
announcing. Yeah.
Yeah, so you talk about who the team captains and who the people coming out are going to be, and now the host of Pictionary, Jerry O'Connell. That's not how I do it, but but it's close. Then you bring him out, and then like he'll come out. Jerry's amazing, by the way, too. Like all
He's
the
the one
energy in
that's
the world.
married to Rebecca Romaine, right?
Yeah,
Yes, that's right.
Because aren't they twins?
Mystique.
Yes.
Because he's the twin, isn't he a twin?
Well, no.
Or
So
or
Rebecca
they're-
Romaine was married to Stamos,
Correct.
And then they got divorced.
Oh,
I don't think Jerry O'Connell's a twin.
No, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, or he has a brother and they look alike, but I'm pretty sure.
in my head, I feel like he does have a brother because I feel like
Okay.
there's another famous O'Connell floating around. But like
Chris O'Donnell.
oh, two different.
That's
dudes.
me. That's me. That might not be what you're thinking of.
Similar
but
Irish,
That's where I
but,
went.
in
Right?
the name.
Yeah.
But dude's incredible at what he does. And then so like somebody went, tell them what they win. Well, if they win, then you
Okay, they're not
mention
twins,
the
but
things you win.
they're brothers,
Okay.
and they
Okay.
look
like
similar.
brothers.
Oh, definitely. Like
They look alike.
like
so
the
they're
Wilson
not twins,
boys.
but
Like
he's
Owen, Luke,
married
and
to
them.
Rebecca Romaine. Yes.
So that kid's winning in life. He's like
Very much
He's
so.
like a height. He's so tall that people pay attention to him, and he has a good energy. Like he's just such a likable dude. And I've never met him before a day in my life. I just know him from Stand By Me, Joe's Apartment, Kangaroo Jack, and
Kangaroo Jack.
No, he was in Tomcats. Wasn't he in that movie Tomcats?
I don't think I saw that one.
don't think I
if
saw
he
that.
was.
When he's there, he's like a bat. I don't know. It's an older movie, but that's what I remember.
My
him
favorite
from.
Jerry O'Connell is the one that Mariah Carey's real mad at in the music video for Heartbreaker.
Oh,
You got
that dude's been killing it for a
He's
long
in-
time.
Yeah,
he's in
dude.
that
On the
music
low.
video?
He's the boyfriend in that music video.
Oh my lord, that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
A very
yeah.
long time ago.
I was
Kill
working
it,
at
man.
Target when that
What's
video
up?
came out.
Yeah.
Why do you remember the time and place?
I just don't want to be the person to like, yo, we got to do that. We got to do a pickup or
Yeah.
retake it.
Yeah.
You said fjords wrong.
Yeah.
It's a weird word when you see it written. It's FJORD.
Oh, it's one of those
Okay.
words.
Ah, yes, a fjord.
Yeah.
Hey, girl, let me up in that for George.
Holy hell.
It's like hors d'oeuvres. When people, I legit
Hors
had a friend who
d'oeuvres.
called them horse
Horse to over.
divorce.
Horse
Bless your
divorce.
heart. Bless your heart.
You want some of them horse divorce? Hilarious.
Yeah, like some words just like translate weird when you see it written on paper. So like,
Or the
yeah, so
fillet.
try not to screw that job up and like, make sure side dish is successful and be everywhere that I need to be on time because it's just like, constantly on the clock for the next few months.
You got a super packed schedule.
But that's good. Being
it's
busy
almost
is,
like normal people.
I mean, I feel like. Welcome to the real world.
Yeah, like I've been in La La Land for about a year and a half. Like, I work like 2 hours a day.
Somebody asked me recently, now that my girls are older, if I ever thought I would go back to work, like having a 9-to-5 kind of job. And I thought about it for like long enough, and I was like, no, I don't like. One, I don't think I could sit at a desk like and have like a corporate type job because I like. One, having the flexibility to be involved in my kids' lives. Like, I do a lot at the school and I take them to all their activities and whatever. But I am somebody who does a pretty good job of finding things to keep myself busy, like while they're in school. And so going off of the new work, imposter syndrome, whatever, like for those of you that don't know this about me, I worked in the fashion industry for almost 10 years. And I miss that part of my life because I'm somebody like you who's creative, but it's like a different kind of creative. And one, I feel like I'm wasting my creativity by not doing something creative, which is kind of why I tried the stand-up stuff. Like I was like, I need to find I need to have an outlet that like is not being a mom, because like being a stay-at-home mom is hard, but also like is your like it consumes every like morsel of you. Like I love my kids so much, but like I find that so many women lose a sense of who they are by becoming moms and choosing to be a stay-at-home mom, because like you kind of like you're like literally like from sun up until sundown, like I'm the one that they want. I'm like I do the lunch, I do the school shopping,
everything.
right?
You're mom.
And so when Rhea was born, my oldest daughter, I kind of as like a side hustle, if you will, started making jewelry, because I was like, what's something that I can do at home that I don't need to have, like, that I have, like, it's flexible, like my hours can be flexible. And so I recently have decided, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to like really go for it with this jewelry stuff and try to make it something. And so I'm now trying to do trunk shows like at stores.
Oh,
like I'm
dope.
really, I'm like fully putting myself out there.
Cool.
And I like pat myself on the back a little bit. One, because the industry, my knowledge of it is that it's very competitive. And you've got Instagram and you've got Facebook and you've got all these like influencers who literally just are famous for taking pictures, like whatever. Good for them. Like great. Like I'm glad that like you found that and you make a living off of it. But like they're taking away from those of us who actually like studied it in school. And so like I get like kind of, I'm like bitter about it because I'm like, she doesn't even know how to say gingham. Like she was like explaining something and she was explaining the pattern and she did not
There's a
say
gingham pattern.
I don't even know. She said gingham or like it was just wrong. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, ugh. Anyways, so my fear is a fear of like failure, kind of, because, I've put money into it. I've put myself into it, but like I frequent certain places and in my head, I'm like, oh, like this would be kind of a cool place for them to have my jewelry, like if they'd be open to it. And so in my head, I'm like, the worst thing they're going to say is no.
Right.
And so I have some things lined up or that are starting, like the stars are starting to align a little bit.
Cool.
And I think I told somebody this the other day. So my first job out of college was for a handbag company in LA. And they still make the first clutch that I ever designed. They're still making. It's still in production.
Oh, very cool.
And so we went to North Carolina. I was going into a store and this woman had my bag. And so I get giddy and excited because I'm like, it's so cool. Like,
That's
no,
super
I don't
cool.
get royalty. Like, I don't get anything from it. But like to know at 23, I designed it and the company is still making it. Went up to the lady,
not care.
gave her my backstory, took a picture of her. And then a couple weeks later, we went to see Tom Segura at the Fox. And there was a woman on a date with her husband and she had the bag. And John went up to her and was like, I just wanted you to know my wife designed your bag.
Yeah.
It was like a humble brag. It's like a little bit of a humble brag. And so I took that as the universe's way of telling me not to waste my talent.
Amen.
So
You
my
should.
fears are, I guess, like, putting all my energy in it and it not going anywhere. Although, so, like, when people see me posting about it, like, my friends are so funny. They're like, oh, that's you. Because, like, I'm starting to wear the jewelry now that I have more of it and I have an Instagram for it now. And I'm, like, posting about it. And they're like, oh, we just thought you were, like, promoting some other brand. And I'm like, really? So,
It's me.
anywho.
Promote me.
But that's a fear. That's probably the biggest fear that I have.
The
Is
jewelry you're wearing right now, is that jewelry that you
this
made?
is, yes.
See,
and
that's dope.
All of those?
Oh.
the eyes. So the company, for those of you listening, is called June Monroe. After my 2 little girls, their middle names are June and Monroe. And the evil eye is my signature. Because, you know, we all need a little extra protection in our lives. Given that the
Absolutely.
world is a
Oh, that's
dumpster.
fun.
Given that the
Hanging
world...
out downstairs.
Given that the world is a dumpster fire, we all need a little bit of extra whatever. But anyways, that's my TED Talk on my new business venture and my fears. Because y'all are doing your thing. Headkrack and I are trying. I'll plug us. Like, we're working on putting a comedy something together.
Cool.
So
Oh, no.
stay
It's
tuned
like a
for
meat
that.
show,
A meat
results may
show.
vary
Results may
mashup.
vary collab.
Okay.
Meat show. Meats may vary.
The meat show is coming back.
Hell yeah.
It's like Atlanta.
Yeah.
A meat show. And results. Maybe.
Sometimes, like, I think, like, what if we called it just the meat show just to see and don't even explain what it is? It's just who shows up.
Yeah.
It's gonna be weird. It's gonna get weird.
Yeah.
I
Get
think.
real weird.
Yeah. It's Atlanta. It's
Wait
Atlanta.
a damn minute.
Yeah.
This is-
It's like you said it was a meat show.
where,
Right?
where the men's?
Oh yeah.
I see his peaches.
Sir,
We
I
should
paid
just
for
call it.
meats.
We should just call it the meat show and see what kind of people show up.
Yeah, like,
you
what
know,
happens?
is
We
it a
know.
strip show? Is it a comedy show with good meat on the side? Is it like a just, you know, when people go to car shows, like is it a
M-E-E-T.
car show
Yeah.
for meats?
Because there are a lot of, like, meat enthusiasts out there.
There
like,
are.
It's like, whoa, you got this cut of meat?
I mean,
Oh,
we
yeah,
went, you know,
absolutely.
when we did the
We're
show
talking
at the
about
butcher
dicks.
shop.
There's that too? There's definitely that too? Like a meat museum? Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep. Well, I guess I always have relationship issues.
Listen,
We're still in a relationship, though, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay,
But you
tell
didn't
me
text me
about it.
back, so I don't know. I might be.
Oh no.
tell me about it.
My shit might be on the curb.
I need you
when I
guys
get
to
back.
make it so that I believe in love.
Fingers crossed. Okay, let me tell you what happened. Okay. And this is why I have anxiety, because he didn't text me back. So I'm very upset with him because he didn't have my back. And this fucker stays doing that. So we had a fucking game night. Me and my sister, her husband. It was like a double date game night. And I wanted us to play games that are fun, like Taboo or fucking cards or something. Crimes Against Humanity. I don't know. Something. But they wanted to play. I don't know if y'all have heard this. It's called Cash. What is it called? Fuck. I knew the name of it. Cash something. Anyway, it's like Monopoly, but for nerds. And like you have to have an app on your phone and shit, and there are calculators and pencils, and they have I'm a lawyer, and I'm doing that. It's fucking lame. It's so fucking lame. And my sister and her husband, they love this type of lame shit. And my boyfriend is a fucking nerd. And so they were like, well, let's play Cash, whatever the fuck it's called. And everyone knows that I don't want to play this game. We all know that I hate this game. And my boyfriend was like, oh, well, I mean, majority rules, Kendra. And I was like, motherfucker, I fuck you, okay?
Is it cash flow?
Yes, Cash Flow. I fucking hate that game.
I just had to look it up.
Okay, so it's a box game. Okay.
Cash flow board game.
It's a.
Let me see.
It's super duper.
Is that the
long.
Monopoly Man on the box? Like, is that a spinoff
sorry.
of the original? Is that Monopoly Jake?
No, it's a rat.
Oh, it's a
because
rat.
they're in the rat
Oh, okay.
race.
How to get out of the rat race?
Yes.
Cash flow.
And they spent 2 hours
Who
playing
invented
this
this
game.
game?
It's so fucking lame. and
I don't
boring.
know.
Okay.
And they were like, "This is important." And I was like, "It's some things are more important than fun." And I was like, "It's a game night. We didn't come here. I was at work all day.
The operative word of a game is it should be fun.
It should be
Right,
fun.
right.
That does not sound like a fun game.
It wasn't fun. I ended up going. I got drunk and went to sleep on the couch.
Okay.
Okay, I was very, very irritated because I was like, well, okay, I guess we'll play it for like an hour or so. They played for 2.5 hours
Okay.
playing this dumbass game. And then I was like, hey, you guys, maybe next time we can play a game that everybody likes. And then everyone just was quiet and silent, like I was the problem.
Okay. All right. So where?
And my boyfriend was like, I said, I don't want to play with y'all no more. And he just laughed. And that was it.
Okay.
Complete silence. That was it. And even then, I still wasn't mad. And then we got in the car, and I was like, I really wish we had played games that, that we all liked. He was like, oh, so you want to play a game that you liked? I said, I'm sorry, what? Are you implying that I'm selfish?
5 million board games to play. There is not one that y'all all 4 could have agreed on.
Nobody was interested in anything I wanted to play.
Well,
Not
and
even
the person
Jenga?
I fuck, okay,
Jenga.
didn't have my back.
So is this the crux of it?
Yes, pretty much. The long and short of it is that he pissed me off.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
He implied I was selfish.
Okay.
Okay. And then he said, oh, I was just asking a question to gather more information. Motherfucker, don't play with me.
Yeah. If we fucking, I'm gonna have your back even if you're wrong.
Man. And holler at me later and say, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. You know what I mean? But you don't just take other people's side in front of my face. It's just a game night, but damn, it could have been fun. You could have got some pussy afterwards. But instead, what'd you get? Problems. That's what you got. Problems.
Choose your P.
Choose your P.
You
Why
can
is
have
it
one
wisely?
or the other tonight.
But you can't have both.
We're
Yes,
gonna play
I'm
Cards
upset.
Against Humanity.
Yeah, I'm like, why? Why did you do? And then, in addition to that, this is the reason why I'm so irritated because the implication of being selfish is like wild because we go and play golf. I hate golf.
Okay.
I hate everything about golf.
Fair. I don't
It's
like golf
hot.
either.
It's it's not fun to get drunk in the heat.
No.
So you're doing like 18 holes golf, like not
Yes,
top golf.
Not
yes.
top
No,
golf.
or
Okay,
putt-putt.
That's
No.
dedication.
Golf
No,
is
and we
the
go
worst.
every other week. We go to the golf course. I don't play golf at all. I just sit in the cart. I'm pleasant and cool, and I bought everybody fans. I look out. Okay, we have a game night. He was like, "Well, I really wanted to play, but you like to play golf." I don't say anything. This has nothing to do with me. I say nothing. I'm not protesting that I should do something I want to do. I just let you have it. Why the fuck couldn't you let me have it? You couldn't.
Yeah.
Who's selfish? Who's selfish?
Is this Kendra's voice is echoing through the woods behind us?
You heard Bambi run off in the background of the woods.
I definitely don't think you're wrong. Is this? Did you verbalize the like?
Tanner, do you not remember like a couple episodes ago where Kendra like poured her heart out to us because of this?
Was it golf?
No, it
and
was not
game
golf
night?
related, but Alec does not seem to be Team Kendra.
Sometimes he does not seem to be Team Kendra, and it really irritates the shit out of me.
So this is as the single male
Fair.
Okay.
representative. I think sometimes there's a lot lost in presumptions and assumptions and like slightly missed meanings. And sometimes I feel like, and I'm only speaking for myself. I'm not speaking. Clearly, I'm not you or Alec. But sometimes it takes like. I find that like if someone's like, well, I do this and I don't really like doing this, but I do this because you like this. Now, in this scenario over here, do you think you could help me a little bit? I feel like sometimes this is going to sound so stupid, but I feel like sometimes literally verbalizing that. Like a thing that you would presume should be understood sometimes isn't understood, but once made clear, does that make sense?
It does, but I made it clear. Everybody knows.
Afterwards,
I made
Kendra's
that
like-
shit clear in the
Kendra's
in
like,
the
damn,
mental of
Tanner.
In real
no,
time.
what I'm asking, what I'm asking you about is like, did you like draw the golf? Like, listen, I don't like going
No, I
golf,
didn't.
but I'll go for you because I want to support you.
I didn't do that.
Like,
But I brought it up this morning. I was mad as hell. I was like, we go to golf on I have 2 days off, a 2-day weekend. One of the days I'm off is dedicated to you doing something that you want that I don't even like.
Yeah.
In the heat.
Yeah.
Every other week.
But I think they hit him with that in real time, though. Like, only because you're mad, it doesn't necessarily help the situation. I think if you'd have presented that like early in the game, but you was being diplomatic, I understand
I was
it.
trying to.
Because
So
I'm
I'll
in the
say
people pleasing
this.
business too, so I get it. So like, it's one of those things where, yeah, like, I don't know. You got to try to lure him into some shit that you like and you like only, and see how he reacts to that, and see how amenable he'll
No, but
be
I'll
to
say
that.
this because this is something that John and I argue about frequently. And I love both of you, but men's brains do not operate the way women's do. So like
100%.
So
Yeah.
the story I'll use is like, I'm at home with the kids. I get up with them, I feed them, I take them to school, I make their lunches, I do all the mom related stuff. And like, I make dinner, I clean up after, like, and in my head, I'm thinking like, John comes home from work. Sure, he wants like 30 minutes to kind of like turn his work brain off, whatever, before he becomes dad. And like, he's a great dad. Like, I will give him that. But like, sometimes it's like, there's like toys everywhere. There's like dishes on the table. And I get frustrated because like, he just doesn't know well enough to just clean up. And then I'm like, am I the maid? Am I am I the chef? I'm the maid. I'm the blah, blah, blah. Like, I get burnt out. And so the argument is like, well, why don't you just tell me? And I'm like, well, I shouldn't have to tell you. Like, in my head, I'm like, I shouldn't have to tell you. But like, to his defense, like, he's fucking clueless. Like, again, men, they just don't use their brains the way we do, where we assume that they know these things. So to relate it to what Tanner's saying is like, if you were to say like, hey, you know, I didn't like game night, you know, playing whatever this whole time, like, I'm fine to play that game, but like, let's play also another, like, you.
Well, they tried to do that at the end, but after 2
you were already
hours of
right.
like,
You're burnt, but if you set it up to where you're like, okay, I'm down to do this, or even golf, like, I don't even play golf, and like, I will not even entertain the idea of golf because he has his guy friends. I'm like, you go play golf with your guy friends. Like, it's not my sport, and like, we both just recently got into pickleball. And, like, we're very competitive people, and I'm like, this is probably not a good sport for both of us to play, like, together, because, like, we played with another couple, and the whole time, like, we're bitching back and forth at each other, because he's like, play the net, and I'm like, shut the fuck up, like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, that's how we play sports together, and so, like, that's just us, like, in general, we're both very competitive, and so, like, golf, it's every, like, okay, who's better than who at what kind of thing. And so like, he has his things, I have my things, but like with that kind of stuff, like, you just have to, like, you literally have to write it out on paper. And I guarantee, I can promise you, your life will get a lot easier.
Fingers
They're
crossed.
stupid.
I mean, I know
Men are stupid.
I wouldn't like to say
again,
this.
I love both of you, but men are stupid.
He is stupid, but he does love me. But some of the things he does sometimes, like, it just happens. He just happens to do things that really get under my skin very quickly. Like calling me selfish when I give up half of my off days to do something I don't want to do makes me very angry. And saying, "Oh, I didn't mean it like that." Once you've even implied that I was selfish,
it's out there.
It's up.
Oh, for sure.
It's
and
up.
It makes you aware that he even thinks it.
Yeah, like,
whether
what
he
the
meant
fuck?
whether he meant it or not, the thought crossed his head.
Yeah,
whatever.
He's like, "Well, I wanted to play the game."
I hear you.
The other thing is, I feel like sometimes like men are very like, this is the bucket of the conversation in this moment, and this is what I'm looking at. Versus maybe in some scenarios, women are taking in the entire field at all points in time.
For
and I'm
sure.
like, I thought we were just talking about this.
Well, he did say that.
I wasn't trying to do this and that. But now, does that make any sense?
No, it does. Because he was saying, he was like, it's not about the game night. It's about the fact that you felt like alone and that I wasn't on your side. And I was like, exactly, motherfucker. Exactly. Now you done fucked up. Because I don't even want to do no game night with y'all no more. It's a wrap. Because I know for a fact that you won't have my back. And if I want to play something, it'll just be me, Kendra, by myself, being like, hey, I'm going to play this thing. And he'll be off being gregarious and entertaining everyone and leaving me to be by myself. No. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. No.
Well, yo, so, for the Sunday Scary listeners and viewers, if you have games that you could recommend for couples, that will make them
groups of friends,
have fun, be together longer,
enjoy being together, please send them in.
Drop a comment.
I can give you a few.
No, they have. Here's the thing. They have a shit ton of games. They got all kinds of games. So that's why we went over there, because they have a whole bunch of games, and they want to play the one game that everyone knows I hate.
Is that like a lawyer game though? Like, is it a group of lawyers playing this game?
No. Well, my sister's a doctor. And her husband's like a writer and an actor.
That doesn't sound like the kind of game I would enjoy.
I would not. I'm like, I know after a week of work, I do not want to bring an abacus. Okay, I don't want to do it.
Any game that requires a calculator.
Like, come on, that's not a game. Okay, that's homework. What the fuck? It's boring.
There's this stress relief app that I use, and there's like a math section. And it's just like, yo, I thought you said this was going to be a stress relief.
Stress relief.
Like, yo, this shit is stressing me the fuck out. Like right now in real time.
It's wild. And then I left the house to come here to tape. And I was so mad because he was on the phone with his mom. I was like, tell your mom I say hi. I was like, hi. She's a nice lady. I love your son. He's an asshole sometimes. Anyway, he went to the bathroom, and so I was like, I'm not going to knock on the door. I got to go. I'm low-key running late. And so I text him like, hey, I'm out. I'll see you later. Still hadn't texted me back.
Well, sometimes that's a definite. It's a statement. I'm headed out. I'll see you later. Sometimes, like,
But he was also in the bathroom. Like, whatever. I mean, I was in the same, like you. John was on the phone. The kids were running around screaming their heads off. Betty got out in the cul-de-sac, and I'm trying to get dressed. He literally picks bad, like, again, going back to men not using their brains. Like, he chose the one time where he knew I had to leave by a certain time to be on the phone. The kids are fucking running around rampant. And I just was like, bye. And I, like, slammed the door and I left. Because I was like, I have to be somewhere. So I get it.
Wait, so, but him not texting me back, because that to me feels like, oh, okay, so it's stuck. It's up and stuck.
Well, if you think about how Elvis died, you know, you might want to just call him and check on him and make sure he's
That
okay.
nigga
Because,
fine.
like, okay, you know, you just never know. Like, bathrooms are a last stop for a lot of people. A lot of people.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
I don't know. But why wouldn't he text me back?
They're like,
The dark reason I suggested, but I hope that's not
Oh,
the case.
God, I hope he's not dead.
but also I like. It kind of goes back to that first thing where it's like it's not a question, it's a statement, and so like that's I don't know the need to just like check in for checking in's sake. I think different people have.
It's not about me checking in. She's just like, I had to leave. Like, I'm leaving.
Yeah,
You could have
say,
just said, okay, see you later.
But
Yeah.
sometimes we need an extra nudging because, as she said, yes, we as men can sometimes be dumb, a little dense, and like, yeah, I would have viewed that as a statement.
Yeah, I look at it and I go, okay, cool.
If I'm in the middle of doing something, I may not like hit you back with a okay. You can hit him right now with a hey,
It's
are you
been hours.
alive? You can hit him with that and see if he replies.
No. You just ain't gonna see me today. Miss me. How about that?
Okay, let me hit you with this. So this is why I don't even know. We got.
we gotta get ready because you gotta roll.
Wait.
No,
we go
it's
to the
fine.
Okay.
Our listeners are going to start to think that we all think that we're therapists here.
Yeah.
Well, help me, because I'm trying to stay in a
We
relationship.
love you, Kendra.
I don't wanna
and
go back
we
to the
want it.
streets.
We're cheering for you.
There's lightning around this bowl. Then.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. This is a good one. If you had to eat one food or dish daily for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Chicken strips, hands down.
Wait,
Grilled
any
or fried?
specific?
But you said you can just it can be anything, right? You can just, but it has to be chicken strips. So it can be grilled, it can be fried, it can be sautéed. I guess I don't know. If that's
Okay,
the
so you
same.
played it smart.
Okay.
Yeah, you gave yourself options. I like it. I like it a lot.
No
Put it in a
specific-
salad.
Yeah, I like that. Okay.
You know,
Man, because I'm such a logical thinker, I would say a salad because like you can eat a salad every day and probably not die.
true.
You know what I mean?
I didn't think about death. Yeah,
And using the same logic that Kendra used, all right, today is Caesar, tomorrow's Cobb,
Yeah.
tomorrow's tuna,
Yeah, there's
tomorrow's
variation.
day after that's chicken. Yeah, chicken salad.
yeah. You can. Yeah.
So anything in the salad phylum.
All right, that's solid.
I like
Dictionary words.
I like where your head's at with that.
I'm gonna do a Chick-fil-A spicy sandwich combo with waffle cup fries.
Yo.
But also
And
get
what to drink?
a little side cup, an Arnold Palmer, obviously.
Oh yes.
I might gain a lot of weight.
Does
but
it
I'm
not
gonna
drive
feel
you?
good.
Wait, hold on. Because I'm on the Chick-fil-A train, although they're not open on Sundays.
I know.
So
I fast that day.
there you go. On the
to prime your body and prep it for the week week ahead.
When you have that sandwich for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, a
Fair.
fast on
It's
Sunday.
just
the
so
GI
good,
track
though.
is going to be on.
yeah. No, but just really quickly, because I myself am a big Chick-fil-A girl. Does it not bug you that they changed the name of the drink to a Sunjoy?
Wait, what?
So if you look at the Chick-fil-A menu, it is not an Arnold Palmer. It is they call it a Sunjoy, and I refuse to go and order a Sunjoy. I'm like, this is an Arnold Palmer. Yeah.
And it's delicious.
But I feel like it's probably like a licensing thing because like, I feel like
Sure.
Arizona
Maybe.
Iced Tea legit has the man's name on a can of tea and a
And the
picture of him
picture
playing
them.
the
This
game
is
you
true.
like,
Maybe,
golf.
But like Sunjoy.
I love it so much.
Because he's that guy. Yeah, because like when places
But I
had
won't do
Arnold
it.
Palmer, and I was like, "Yo, does he get $1 off this every time?"
see
Like,
it.
Does he get the residual checks?
No.
He probably got a little chunk of.
I could eat one drink.
Is he even alive? And
Palmer?
if he's dead, did diabetes get him? Because that's a
think
lot
he's
to
still
drink.
alive. I'm gonna gamble.
Headkrack.
This should be our new game: live or dead. I'm gambling live.
Now, he died in 2016.
Died in 2016.
Oh.
What was the cause of? He died of cardiovascular disease.
Oh, well. Too many Arnold Palmers.
Yes.
Because you know the real Arnold Palmer has vodka in it. It's an alcoholic drink.
A word?
It's an actual. So the real, like a true Arnold. Oh no, John Daly. Excuse me.
Oh well, the John Daly.
John
there we
Daly
go.
is a spiked
Is an
Arnold Palmer
Yeah,
with
yeah, yeah.
vodka.
Yeah,
You gotta
Yeah,
know who
that
John
sounds
Daly
delicious.
is.
They are. That was one of our wedding drinks.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
Because I'm a big
Great idea.
sweet tea lemonade.
Google's John
Girl.
Daly.
I really
John
hope he
Daly's
doesn't
the
break up
big-
me off.
He's a
Sorry.
big
seen this
golfer.
dude
You know who
before.
John Daly is.
Once you see him.
Okay, wait. So you said Chick-fil-A. You said chicken strips.
Yeah.
You said salad. I'm going to go with cereal.
Oh,
Because there are endless amounts of cereal.
Fair.
This guy looks like Rick Rubin.
I love cereal. I could eat cereal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I do sometimes when I'm too lazy to actually.
What's your
make
favorite
food.
cereal?
I have different. I'm in the mood. Like we go through phases in our house because like we're just now getting the kids like into cereals, and like when they were younger, I was stricter about buying like the organic, like whatever, and they're just not as good.
Yeah. No, they're not.
But like, you know, I'm a big Cap'n Crunch girl. Life cereal, and I don't drink regular milk. I drink almond milk because whatever. But no, I think it enhances the cereal. I think it makes the cereal taste better.
this has just dawned on me, and I don't mean to take us down a little rabbit hole, but why is it called cereal and not breakfast soup?
Fair enough.
That is a good question. I
is
don't
true.
have an answer for it. I'm like,
Well,
Like,
you
it's
can't-
just soup. It's
Yeah.
milk
it is-
soup.
It's
Yeah.
cold milk soup.
It's cold
It's
milk
items
crunchy
floating in a
soup.
liquid.
But you're not only eating it for breakfast.
Yeah.
Not Gestapo,
I mean, it is breakfast
the
soup, but you
Yeah,
don't. You
but they
know.
also throw breakfast in front of the name of cereal. So, like,
Yeah.
you know,
True.
like
Breakfast cereal.
I feel like I was going down a YouTube
It should
rabbit
be,
hole,
yeah,
and there was a
breakfast soup.
company who tried to rebrand their cereal as like an all day, like like they legit like for a year called it dinner cereal,
Wow.
and that didn't work
But in
out too well
college,
for them.
in college, I ate a lot of Cap'n Crunch.
With the crunch berries
a
or
lot
whatever.
of Cap'n
Messed
Crunch.
up. It was
Recently started buying honeycombs again.
Oh, me
All right.
want
The
honeycombs.
kids like honeycombs, Honey Nut Cheerios.
Honeycomb's big, yeah. It's not small, no. Better commercial. Honeycomb's got big bite. You remember that commercial? Yeah, Saturday morning. No. Like like they was excited. Like I never seen a kid get that excited about honeycomb.
They're great.
It's
What
not
are
small.
the other ones?
No.
Cookie Crisp. When they'd go Cookie Crisp.
Man,
Yeah.
I taste that right now.
And they still make all of them. So, like, going to the grocery store down the cereal aisle is, like, very nostalgic for me. Sometimes I'm just a plain old Cheerio girl. I like cereal. Like, I will never give up cereal.
So I like cereal that makes good milk once the cereal's
Well, that's
gone.
what I'm saying. 'cause
Like
the
Fruity
almond, so the
Pebbles?
almond milk.
Fruity Pebbles.
So the almond milk that I buy is the obnoxiously, like, really healthy one that has, like, no artificial sweetener, no gums, no this, blah, 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 blah. Like, but it's vanilla almond milk. So it has, like, a hint of vanilla in it, and, like, it's the best.
Almond milk, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the
Coconut
best
milk.
after you know you finish the cereal and you eat it. There's this other brand. It's a cleaner brand. It's the Cascadian Farms, but they make like a puff, like a multi-flavored like puff cereal that's really good. But yeah, I tried buying like the healthier versions of like our childhood cereals, and like the kids even were like, "Mom, this is gross."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Rhea the other day was like, "This is yucky. I don't want
This
it."
is
I'd rather
not
be an air too.
sugar
It's
soup.
not the same.
This is bad soup.
I couldn't even be mad at them one day
sticking with the soup.
because like I did the same thing. I bought like the gluten-free,
Yeah.
healthy version
Yeah,
of
they're
like
like,
a
this is
popular
not the
brand
same.
cereal, and it's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna throw it away with you.
Some
Yeah.
dry, flavorless soup? No, give me
No,
the
thank
sugar
you.
soup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that falls in the same
Cereal.
space
I would
where
eat
people
cereal.
feel like, yo,
Tiger
it's
soup.
a hot dog or
And
sandwich.
now I want Chick-fil-A, and of course they're not open today.
That's the only day you
Thanks,
really
Tanner.
want it the most is
Always.
on Sunday.
Yeah.
Right.
Sundays
Only
are
day I have
always the
time to
day.
drive the Super Chick-fil-A that makes hamburgers
Yeah.
is always on a Sunday, and I don't have time.
I'm sorry, the Super Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, in Fayetteville.
Oh, the Hawaiian one?
Yeah.
Is that
The
the one
luau.
that has the luau? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they have
Yeah,
regular?
there's a
Because they
luau.
have sweet potato fries, don't
Sweet
they?
potato
do.
fries,
Oh,
banana
yeah, we're gonna have
pudding.
to make-
fish tacos.
We
I
should
believe.
make a special trip on a Saturday, a Sunday Scaries trip to that special Chick-fil-A.
They should let us do the
Chick-fil-A.
podcast from there.
Do the podcast in there.
It'll be all festive. It's cute. They have like luau. It's like
Maybe
luau
they'll
themed.
sponsor us.
So did you go inside?
Yeah.
What did you try?
Oh, I mean,
Do they have
I'm
regular?
real basic, so I just got.
Do they have regular?
You went to you got the regular Chick-fil-A stuff at the one that sold hamburgers. Because I believe in everything that they make. Like when I heard that they was making a spicy chicken sandwich, I knew it was going to be fantastic.
That's what John gets.
Slaps.
The
It
spicy
was.
chicken deluxe.
You don't even need
with
the sauce.
No, you don't.
pepper
It
jack
slaps.
cheese. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it slaps. It
I'm
slaps.
boring. I get the Chick-fil-A sandwich too.
Yeah, it's good.
But I also couldn't eat chicken for almost 2 years after.
Now, that's unfortunate.
It was a weird pregnancy thing. Looking
That's
at
one thing I'm
chicken-
terrified of.
Chicken made me want to like just literally
Really?
everywhere.
See,
I
that's
don't know
the
what I
thing.
would do, Lord.
It's like we were just talking a few minutes ago about how men's brains and women's brains are different. You can produce a whole human being in your stomach, and then over the course of that, your body will be like, "Fuck chicken" for a little while, and then y'all are gonna wonder why you're more complicated than we are.
Well,
We're very simple.
Or you wake up in the middle of the night requesting an ice cold Arctic chill, whatever the light blue flavored
Gatorade?
Gatorade is.
that is the
Because
best
like
kind,
that,
though.
those. So in our old house, we had a fridge in our bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Like we had like a little bar thing, and so I kept waters and Gatorade because I legit woke up and wanted Gatorade,
Mm-hmm.
but it had to be either the yellow or the light blue. And pudding were the only two things.
And pudding.
And pudding.
Like chocolate pudding, vanilla pudding.
Oh no! Like John went to the grocery store and he calls me and he's like, "What pudding do you want?" And I was like, "Just get all the pudding." And
All
so
of
he
it.
like the
brought
ones
home-
that's pre-made or the boxes
No, like
that you
the
make
little-
it.
No, not the one. I was like
Make
6
it.
months pregnant. I wasn't making pudding.
Like it
He
takes
got,
like 2 steps.
It was the sugar-free Jell-O brand, vanilla, chocolate, and then the one that's like the mixed vanilla and chocolate. Those are my
good.
favorite. I ate a lot of pudding when I was pregnant.
It's a fun
But women,
food.
like you hear pickles and ice cream and like with these weird like
Yeah,
things.
random
like,
things or dirt. Some women eat dirt.
Yep.
See, some women are weird.
No, your body craves.
Your body
body's
crave, it's like
craving
some
something.
weird thing that your body like
Yeah.
wants. Yeah, dirt.
That's real. Like
Yeah.
I would love to understand the science of like what deficiency are you missing
Right,
internally to where like I
Clearly,
need to eat
my
a
body
pound of that.
rejected chicken and eggs. At like there was a point where I couldn't eat eggs either. And you know what's strange?
What was that?
Because it was with Rhea that I couldn't eat chicken. She still will not really eat chicken.
You know what though? But maybe like when you're pregnant, right? Because of just like the different hormone changes that you go through, your body just understands more what it's missing. Like
Yeah.
the
Oh, for
only
sure.
only closest thing I can relate to, like when I'm on shrooms, my higher self tells me like, "Yo, don't eat that bullshit. Eat this." Like I will eat way healthier on shrooms than I will any other time of the day. I won't eat dirt, However, but like when I'm on weed, I don't notice the salad that's in the refrigerator.
Right.
I don't notice those daily harvest healthy smoothies and
no.
flatbreads that I can make. Like I want pizza, I want chicken, I want a sweet and salty. I want a fistful of
that's
kettle
why when
corn.
people are like, "Oh, sure, like you can smoke weed, whatever, but like make healthy choices." And I'm like, eating frozen pineapple and whatever, like that does not sound like that's not what I like. That just ruins it. It makes it less fun. To me, like I don't want
and
fruit.
the crazy thing is, like, you're right, and I'm trying to figure out like what that's about because, like,
No,
man,
but something I started doing is buying Cool Whip, but like the healthier Cool Whip and fruit. Like that's kind of my like sweet snack, and it's actually really good. I mean, it's good.
don't sleep on the frozen dark cherries.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
and if you put them in the cup and let them melt a little bit,
too.
oh, those are banging,
True
yeah.
fruit, frozen dark chocolate covered raspberries. Oh my god.
That sounds good, actually.
That does sound really
Yeah, sounds delicious. I want to say one last thing. I love you, Alec. And we need to work this out.
Did he text you back?
Okay. Fuck no. But we was talking about kids, and I was like, well, there's only one man I'd have his kids, and that's Alec. I would have your kids. I don't want to go back to the streets. Please behave. I love you so much.
It's gonna come together. It's gonna come
It'll
together.
be fine. She'll send us a text in an hour that everything's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But I do feel like you got to throw that like your live text. You got to throw that out there.
You up? Question.
Well, the other thing too is like you're acting out of genuine intentions, right? Like I literally broke up last week. We had a wonderful Saturday, a wonderful Sunday. Spent the whole day with her. Monday, she texted me about work, a conversation we've had 100,000 times, and I like see the text, and I'm like driving or something, so I can't respond at that moment. And like an hour or two goes by, and I forget about the contents of that specific thing. You move on.
Right.
And then I sent her a photo that I took of her over the weekend. And she texts back, I wish you hadn't have responded at all.
Tanner.
Then, hold
I'm
up.
gonna tell you
Then,
something.
well, no, that's why, see, this begins the series where I'm like,
if there's a part 3 to this,
no, done. Because then I don't think anything about it. I'm like, okay, you're a little upset about this right now. And I call her that evening, just go straight to voicemail.
Oh, she's really. What is her sign? When was she born?
November.
She's a Scorpio.
But then, so the next morning, November 10th. So then,
She's a Scorpio.
the next morning, Tuesday morning, the next morning I check in. I'm like, hey, are we still hanging out Wednesday? And she responds, she's like, I don't know. You've been really mean to me. And I go, what are you talking about? And she sends me a screen cap. And that's when it became transparent to me. And the screen cap is of our text message thread where she texts me about work. She sends me 2 text messages about work. One of them's like a thumbs up. I give her that. One of them's a thumbs down. Her friend is thinking about quitting. And then the other one is, it includes the photo I took of her. And I'm like, that is what you're mad about. And that's what you want to cancel our date about. That's an like at a certain, after I took you to a concert on Saturday and after I spent all day with you Sunday, took you to the Minions on Sunday, after I put in that whole weekend, a text message can cause you to want to cancel a date that we'd already set up. That at that point it becomes like crystal clear. Like, here's the person who's fighting for no reason, and what you guys seems to be talking about is like a little I don't know what it is. It's like a slight disagreement on like perspective.
Yes.
Does that make sense? Am I being weird?
What are the chances that she could possibly be bipolar?
100%. I'm convinced. Yeah.
or her expectations are just
Yeah, and she
unrealistic.
could have called you, I guess. But I think sometimes, like, because I did try to talk to Alec. I didn't start on I'm angry. I started on like, hey, why can't we?
But also,
why didn't she talk to? I don't know.
like, you have a life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Just
like
call.
you work and you do other things, and like she sent you a text and like, okay, but then you sent, it wasn't like you sent her like a mean text back hours later. Like you sent her like a pretty picture of that you took of her or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Please don't get back together with her.
No, definitely not. 100%.
She's like in her early 30s.
She's 32.
You deserve to be happy.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Well,
She
yeah,
might
yeah.
she might just need some more maturing.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
To be
she-
able
yeah.
to
She
discuss
needs a lot.
some
Oh, it's anyhow. I know I didn't mean to like, you know what, guys, on Sunday Scaries, we talk about a lot about our relationship, but I didn't mean to get all back up into like my thing there, but just like as a matter of perspective against something like I'm mad at you and this like a little disagreement, like maybe over game night and like not feeling in the moment
So
that
I
you were
did
supported.
I overdid it. You saying
I know I'm not saying that, but like that scenario in
But for
compared to
Tanner,
one, you know.
but for Tanner's situation, this sounds like it's been ongoing off and on with her doing this kind of stuff.
I sat back and I realized, it's like, oh, this is a person who gets upset enough to cancel plans almost once a week over something that I just like
Oh, that's a lot.
don't fully comprehend.
You got to be the Ukraine in that situation.
Holy hell.
Calm down, baby.
yeah.
Woo,
Like you
not
gotta-
be the Ukraine. Jesus,
It is what it is.
Well, we don't argue once. At most we might argue once a month.
Oh, that's great.
Like,
That's like
yeah.
Especially if y'all are around each other all the time
Yeah,
and you
we're around
only
each
get a
other.
1 month,
Yeah, we're
once a
around each
month
other
argument.
4 days a week, every week.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
yeah,
so we
once
don't.
a month is like
We don't argue a lot, but when we do argue, I'm just like, what the? It's always kind of centered around the same issue. Yeah, and that's what's starting to piss me off. That's the reason why I'm like, motherfucker, what is wrong with you? Like,
So it seems like it's a social component, and he maybe has a different social practice than you're used to dealing with,
does.
where like he's nurturing and catering to alien energy versus like what's closest and around.
Yeah, it
and
bothers me.
I can't put my finger on what that kind of thing is called, but like you will ignore the things that are closest to you to appease this temporary energy
yeah.
that's here for the time being. And then, because you want to make everybody happy.
yeah,
Is
but
he
it's at my expense, and that's the part that bothers me.
Yeah, I think if you continue to vocalize that to him, I think he'll understand, because anybody who's in the people pleasing sphere, they want to please the person they're around the most.
Yeah.
You would think, unless they just take that person for granted, because some people do that as well.
I don't think he takes me for granted. I think it's just he is very gregarious. That's the right word.
Yeah.
And so he's like, he loves to, be out and about and yada yada. But I think that, like, oftentimes we'll go somewhere, or we got into it at the beginning of our relationship multiple times about this. Like, we'll go somewhere and there'll be new people around, and he just won't introduce me. I'll introduce myself because he'll just forget about me. And I was like, it's kind of the same. It's the same things you keep doing. You keep forgetting about me. You forget about me.
I can see that will wear on you.
Yeah, it's like, I'm about to have a moment. You've never seen me really mad, bro. You've never seen it. It's terrible. I blow shit up. This is why I try not to do it. But boom.
At least you come with a warning label.
Don't, please.
I feel like that's a great place to park it, yo. Like, yo, man, we blessed y'all. Like 2 almost hour-long episodes
there we go.
in a row. Yo, if people want to follow the podcast, we're easy to follow on Instagram. It's Sunday Scaries, the podcast. And we want to make this as interactive as possible, man. Drop comments in the thing below.
Comment.
Comments and questions.
Text, whatever.
If you're listening to this right now and you're like, Tanner and Kendra, you guys are having toxic relationships, or even like our approach to relationships is toxic, ask some questions about that. Maybe questions that we need to be introspective on. That's the scariest thing.
No, isn't it? Woo! Wait a minute. In fact, actually, scratch that. Don't ask me or don't tell me shit. Okay, if I'm toxic, I'm gonna be toxic for the rest of my damn life. I'm just kidding.
Even if you're pro-toxic, like you're the toxic person. Let me tell you why I'm toxic. You're like
I'm not toxic. Wait, I'm not toxic.
No, I'm not saying you're toxic, but I'm just saying, like, the people
Other
out
people
there,
that are
if you're a
toxic.
toxic person and you know that you're toxic and you like are in full, we would love to have you on. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
so,
Yeah.
so we could get that perspective,
If you
because
own your
toxic perspective,
toxicity.
hell yeah, the TP.
Oh, we should call good old.
Pauline, oh my God.
No, my.
Oh.
Yeah, but we're not going to do that.
It's mid.
Pump fake.
Yeah.
Stay scary, my friends. We'll catch y'all in the next
That breakfast
episode.
soup.
Welcome to the Fear Zone, Sunday Scaries. Got the weight of the week, it's heavy you carry. Monday looms like a ghost in the room. Deadlines chase, thoughts starts to consume. So tune in, lean back, face the scare.